this is Maria from the Savvy Homeschooler Planner. I am going to show a walkthrough of how I use the curriculum resources to plan out a specific course. So in this case, we're using Thinkwell Algebra 2 course, and it's going to be for my 10th grader. So I'm going to go here into the annual school summary. This is the Planner Hub. And in the annual school summary, it just is where the student profiles are. And I'm just going to make sure that I have him set up for the grades. So I have my first student, their name. I haven't set up the second student. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're just going to, this is a fake name. Okay. High school credits required. In Washington State, the normal public school requires 24 credits to graduate from high school. However, as a homeschooler in Washington State, that is not a requirement. I know that you have to have at least 11 subjects that you're covering through high school. I do tend to want to follow the public school transcript because I just have a lot of my kids going to universities right after high school. So it's always worked for me. Okay, here is earned to date. So I'm pretending that he's a 10th grader, so he's already earned 6 credits from last year. And so he's going to be, he'll need 18 more credits left. See, it's in his enrollment year. Yep, we have that. He's a current student. This is for the student portal, which I'll go to that later. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to make sure we have his grade level. His grade level is 10. All right, so let's get back to planning for courses. So this is assuming that you've already done the preliminary of the student profile and you've done the student portal, and now we're just going to add courses. Oh, before we add courses, I want to take you to the student portal because I do want to, I want to be able to add his schedule. So let's go to the Student Info Hub. If you guys use time blocks for different courses throughout the day and you want to have them have a daily course schedule. So if you go, there's a master schedule, but we're going in through the student profile page. I'm going to open up the scheduler, and this is for the current school year. And he's student number 2. So you'll see that I have some schedules here, and this is for my first student. This is the master schedule that it'll show up on here, right here. All right, so let's start with our second student. So we're going to click this button, and it shows him right here. I'm going to close this one out so we don't have to see that. And the way Notion works with time, in order to calculate it properly and sort it, you have to attach it to a date. So I'm going to click this open. You'll notice the date is 01/01/25. That's just a holding place, so it's not necessary, so I just keep it there. So I recommend that you do that as well. But I am just concerned with the time, so I'm just going to put here 7, and then I'm going with the end time to 8, let's just say. So you see there's the time range comes out right here. Now, just to let you know, whatever you see here doesn't necessarily end up on the student page or on the parent page. It will end up looking similar to this if you want. Okay, so we are going to put here, we're going to say math 10. And yeah, math 10. Oh, I'm just going to actually know it's going to be algebra 2 if I know that. So you could either put math 10 or algebra 2 if you know the course. And then you want to come over here to the days, and I'm going to do 5 days a week. All right. So I have done that, and now I can go to the, so when you want to plan a course with time, it's important that you do this course scheduler first before you actually go and add a course. So now let's get back to the courses. Okay, so let's go to course right here, and we're in the current school year 26-27. All right, so I'm going to click this out. All right, I'm going to add the 4 core classes, and this adds an automatic math, English, science, and social studies. However, I'm only going to concentrate on the math one today, but I am going to go ahead and just show you what I do to make sure that these all go to the same student. So it says no enrolled students. So right here, you go next to this little icon, and this box opens. You click it, and it highlights everything. You want to go to this face up here. It says enrolled students, and you're looking for his name. And then you now it's shifted down from not enrolled to his name. Then you want to go here. Okay, and it also shows his grade level. Oops, I accidentally got him out. Okay. All right, so we have him with the first 4 core courses. And we're going to open up the math course to customize it. Okay, so this is going to be Thinkwell Algebra 2. And it is a course to the transcript. Yes, I'm going to calculate that. He has 0.5 credit for the first semester. This course, I do it in semesters. So I do half a credit. It's a full credit for the second one, you know, in total. So half a credit per semester. Right here, there's instructions on how to do this as well, how to fill it out. I'm going to miss it. We'll talk about logging hours later. So the course start date, I'm just going to use the current date, which is May. We're in May right now. I'm just going to go ahead and just put May right there. And let's see, schedule type. We're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then match to course. So this is where the time block comes in that we did earlier. And there it is, Algebra 2. All right, so you see that the time is right there. This is for school break. We don't need that. Student info, we got that. If there's anything else here, nope. So we can hide that. Resources, connect it to curriculum. And yes, I have previously created a curriculum resource. This is an optional part, but if you have it, you can go ahead and use it. So I like to use it because it saves a lot of time for planning everything else if I set it up properly. So now I'm looking for Thinkwell Algebra 2. And these things that you see here should be within your planner. So this Thinkwell Algebra 2 is part of the planner that I have listed for sale. These right here are links to the pictures. So if I right click right here, copy link address, I'm going to put it up here as my icon, upload, and hit Control the letter V. And that brings up the little picture. I'm also going to use that as my cover sheet. So I'm going to put change, link, and Control V. And this was all set up in the curriculum resource, so I don't have to keep looking for pictures. Okay, so it looks kind of funny right here, but that's fine. All right, so we go down here. We can do a course format. It is an online video instruction or e-learning. So I'm just going to put e-learning because it's a self-paced. I'm doing it in semesters. This is going to be for first semester. I usually would put an end date, but because we're just doing this as a demo, I don't have an end date right now. Course is both semesters, so I know to make sure I have that all. Okay, this is important. If it goes on the transcript and you want to track credits, you want to click this so that it will show up on the credit report. All right, before I come down here, this is the part where you want to add lesson rows. If you're just setting up the courses, you want to back out and you want to make sure you duplicate it for second semester. So first of all, this is first semester, and now I want to duplicate it. So you want to go up here and you just hit duplicate. And we're going to wait. Okay, there it is. It's coming and it's duplicating. So that way I don't have to customize it again for the second semester. I just duplicated it, and I duplicated it before I added any actual lessons. So that way I don't have to delete lessons in the second semester. So whenever you're duplicating, remember it duplicates everything that's on that page. So that's why I'm doing it before I add any lesson rows. Okay, so I'm just going to name this second semester, and I want to make sure this start date is going to be different. So I'm going to say that, let's just say the second semester starts in September 8th. So that's just, and then I want to make this a second semester. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the course. And let's start with this view. Okay, let's see. Click here to return. So this goes back to the main where it says choose courses. So kind of wanted to show you a viewpoint of what it looks like now. So here is course summary view. So we have a new English course that's not assigned. Here's his courses. So here's Thinkwell Algebra 2, first semester and second semester. So you see that they're both there, and it kind of gives you, so whenever you change the cover, it will show up here. Okay, so let's get back to planning for first semester. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this open really quick. And I add lessons per month. And so I just do it a month at a time in case things, so that way I don't have to keep rescheduling if I don't have to. So I'm going to go here. So we ignore the at school break days. We are now concerned with only lesson rows. So I'm going to go ahead and add 10 lesson rows. And this takes me all the way through May 29. I'm going to add one more. Okay. So, and then there's a date. So you'll notice that this is Monday through Friday, and these dates follow Monday through Friday. They skip the weekends, which is nice. That's a feature that I really, really like. Okay, so I've added all the amount of lessons that I want just for the rest of May. Okay, so now what I want to do is get all the lessons. Part of why I really appreciate Notion is that I'm allowed to bulk upload at once. And if I use Google Sheets to actually write out all the lessons quickly, it helps me just paste it in here quickly. So I'm going to show you what that means. First of all, I have to come up here, and this is done in the curriculum resource, but like I said, you don't have to do it this way. If I go here, Thinkwell Algebra 2, it opens this up. I'm going to put here, I want to make sure it's connected to the school year. This is just a brief description of it from the curriculum source. Okay, here it says Google Sheets, lessons for bulk upload. So this is what I included into the planner, so you have that. And the way I planned it for my child is they get 2 lessons per day, and they can handle it because they don't have, they go through it really quickly. I let them speed through the videos, and sometimes they miss the video. They don't even do the videos. They just do they just look at the notes. So I'm gonna just go ahead and make a copy of this. Okay, so this is 2 lessons per day, except for quizzes and tests. You'll notice that on here, they are not, they're separate. So now that I have it, I'm going to, like, you could scroll all the way down and it shows 101 lessons in total. All right, so I'm going to go back to my Thinkwell, keep this tab open, click this back out, and now I'm going here and let's see, how many lesson rows did I add? I added 11 lesson rows. Okay, so there's 2 places to add assignments. One is in the actual course, so that's where I'm adding this. So I have 11 assignments that I put, 11 rows, so I'm just going to select it by hitting the first row and shift keying all the way down with the arrow key, and then hit Control and the letter C. And now I'm going back to that tab, and I want to go here to lesson name. And then when it's a blue border, hit Control the letter V. Okay, so it posted all my lessons. Okay, you'll notice that it's getting cut off. So if you see that, you just go to the lesson name column, and you want to hit Wrap Content. And now it's all in there. Or you could spread this out. You could scroll, whoops, sorry. I just switched, you can always switch it, okay. See, like this. So these are ways to just navigate through. All right, so I have all these now planned out. And if you watched a previous video, I showed you how I was able to get it into Google Sheets rather fast, because what I did was I went to Thinkwell's website, took pictures, grabbed all the lessons like this, highlighted it in their pacing guide, sent it to ChatGPT, told ChatGPT what I wanted to be exact, and formatted for Google Sheets. And this is what Google's, they spit it out, they being Chat, put it in order like this, and I was able to then use it to copy and paste rather quickly here. Okay, while I'm on the subject of this, if you choose not to do it this way and you are in another whatever, like just a basic spelling program, and you want to just create lesson 1 or day 1. Let's just say this is day 1 while I'm here, and you want to make lessons based on days. And so you could just put, what is this? Day 1. Okay. And then I'm going to put day 2. Okay. So what I'm trying to show you is if you have a Google account and you open up Google Sheets and you want to have so many lessons day 1, but you don't want to hand type them every single time. So you first, in Google Sheets, in Excel it's different, but in Google Sheets you have to have 2 to have a pattern. So I select those 2, and then I take this blue dot with my arrow, with my mouse click, and I run it down, and it automatically will be in sequential. I mean, it will put it in sequence. And so that is one way to plan without having actual details attached to it. All right, so this is how I plan for Thinkwell Algebra 2, and hopefully that will show you, oh wait, excuse me, before I forget, I want to look at this view school breaks right here. Why is that up there? Because I know there's a holiday coming up. There's Memorial Day. So let's see. Memorial Day is on the 25th. So of this year, it's Memorial Day. So right here, I don't want to have a lesson. I actually want to make sure that this lesson is not going to be, I want to bump it. So while we're here, let's go. And I'm going to go to the assignments page. So this is the main page for a parent. If it has every kid's assignment, and you can do all the grading and readjusting everything from here. So it says all assignments, but I actually want to go to the student. So he was student number 2, and it's Thinkwell Algebra. So here it is. There's the Thinkwell Algebra class, because I want to show you he has other courses here. Oh wait, yeah, that's the only one that has lessons. Okay. So we need to go where it says reschedule view. And you'll see this column, it says shift lessons. So I'm looking for, I'm going to go ahead and say that these are done, even though they're not done. All right. So let's go to May 25. This is the part where I need to bump all these lessons forward. So in the shift lessons is right here. It's this empty column next to split lesson. I want to go right here in the box, and I'm just going to put the number 1, and it's going to switch it to May 26th, and see, there it is. So now this lesson happens to be on May 26th. Now I could either keep the quiz also on May 26th, but I probably don't want to. So how do I get rid of that? So what I do is I go back to this box and I make sure it's a blue border, and you see this little open square circle. I'm going to take it and drag it all the way down to the end. And it bumped everything forward, 27, 28, see, now all these lessons, and it's in keeping with the Monday through Friday schedule. So it didn't matter. So say I only had Monday, Tuesday, all the dates would be moved based on the schedule, how you have your days. So you don't have to worry, oh, is it going to move it to the Saturday, Sunday? No, it will skip it. And I really thought that was such a great feature. I wish it could be more automated, but this tends to work pretty fast for me, so I like it. Okay, so that is now how we are able to reschedule. So the school break view that you saw in the course just allowed me to notice, like, oh wait, so I should probably go back to that course. Let's go back in there. I'm going to show you. I don't think I actually opened up school breaks to show you. So I just got back to the course here, and here, view school breaks. So here are all planned school breaks that this is starting in September. So Memorial Day for 2027 is here is May 31st. I did not put a Memorial Day for May 25, 2026, because this is currently not the planner I'm using my old one, but this is a demo. But you can add it, actually. If you were starting year-round and you wanted to start using it right away, you would just need to add a new planned event, and that would, so that way it shows up on your planned event calendar. I want to show you here, it's the calendar view. Oh wait, so we didn't. This is the view, no dates. Oh yeah, we need to event date, event image, event location. Okay. Oh, this is May 27th and May 26th. So the first available, so you'll notice here it is. I'm gonna open this all the way up. So here's the calendar view. This is September, where the first, September 26th. It shows a Labor Day and it shows like a field trip. This is a demo. So yeah, so this is how I use the school breaks day. And there's an entire new video on how you have to incorporate that into this child's student portal so it shows up on their calendar as well. Thank you so much for watching this. Hopefully, if you have any questions, you can just send me an email at maria@thesavvyhomeschooler.com. Thanks for watching.